tell you, that's what NBA Youngboy was talking about when he was so crying and shook in that video, saying he hurt so many people. He did so much wrong because of his lyrics. What he's telling you to do. He's basically forcing you or talking you into, entrancing you into the lower self. And he feels bad about it. Of course, he goes back to the lower self, right? Because y'all saw that shit that he just put out. But he also tries to kind of tell you things when he snaps out of it until he too goes back into it. Because it's hard. Okay? They got us all in light code lockdown. But that's why you see these celebrities jump up and try to help you and tell you what's wrong and then fade back into the same shit. This physical plane is the third dimension. 3D. Everything's in 3D. Okay? So that's where they want to keep your ass for life. Those who are a little bit, and I hate to say that, but a little bit more intelligent, a little bit smarter, who understand spirituality, they may not understand it all the way completely, but they're studying it. They're embracing it. They understand who they are. They understand the different levels. They get all of that. They get that part of it. Those people tend to be on the astral plane at times. The astral plane is the fourth dimension. It's where the spirit world is, people that can see and talk to the dead. It's where the dream world is, people that dream things that are going to happen in the future, dream weird dreams, and can call you and tell you, you know, I had a dream about you. And then you ask them what it means, and they tell you they don't know, but they can tell you the dream. Then you have other people that can decipher the dream, because their type of way of being able to tap into the astral is to decipher the dream that someone else sees. Okay, you have your psychic individuals who can know things about you and can tell you things about yourself to help you along the path. Those people tend to be astral. Okay? And then you have your people that can actually speak to the dead, that know the ghost world, or that can see them. They tend to be in the astral plane. That's the astral plane. That's the plane they're going to. That's why a lot of the times when you see a psychic or somebody who's a medium, because they tell you, I'm a medium. That means I'm a person, a vessel that's used to communicate from another dimension. I'm just a vessel that is you. So everybody has different gifts. These are gifts they don't want you to understand and how to tap into. And as long as you're a colored being, it comes naturally to you. Okay? That's why most colored beings are very into meditation and prayer. Colored beings are taught to meditate and to pray. No matter whether you're Asian, you Hispanic, or you're black. You go to church, they teach you to pray. That's the same thing as the meditation in Buddhism, Confucianism, and all the different Asian, and I don't want to say races, because we're all the same race. But that's what the Asians do. Then you have a sect of us that are like Indian, Punjabi, Egyptian, okay? Or sandy feet, okay? They tend to be Buddhist sometimes, and then they can be Muslim. And they also talk about meditation and prayer, right? They pray so many times a day facing the east or what have you. That's what man. Okay? Why do you need to pray facing a certain way? Because there's power in that, bro. So we have been taught, and we do things, we don't even know why we do them. But it's because we're multidimensional beings. That's why there are some people that can think evil on you. That's called work, you know? And they shouldn't do it in a bad way. But there are people out there that practice hoodoo, voodoo, okay, and other things like it. That's where that comes from. They know how to control things because they understand they're a multidimensional being. And any multidimensional being can control anything. Like an animal, the weather, a tree. I mean, like, you have ultimate control of things. That's where the telekinesis, you know, moving things with your mind. That's where that comes from. Because a colored being has ultimate control of all things. Because we're electromagnetic and we're multidimensional. So we can move through dimensions as long as we learn how to get away from the lower self. Okay? And you do it through meditation and learning and teaching and thinking. Quietness, stillness, and learning. That's where you get there. Okay? But that's the astral plane. And those are people that are a little bit higher up. They're woke. You know, they wrap their hair up. They think different. They kind of talk different. Not to say we're not low vibrational or can't be low vibrational at times, because everybody falls into their low vibrational self. But they tend to kind of go back and forth between that astral plane. They're just a bit different. Those are your friends that they're just different. And they cool as hell, but it's just something about them that's like so like wow. And they be knowing shit. Those are astral plane individuals. Okay? 90% of people are stuck in the physical plane though. And that's just it. Then you have the etheric plane. That's the 5th dimension. This is the heaven's world, the spiritual world. This is the world that can be accessed, but this is pretty much what the Buddhists are saying when they say that you're achieving enlightenment. It's not total enlightenment, but it's pretty much getting there. Christians call it heaven. We don't even know what heaven is. We don't even realize that when you say heaven, it's the etheric plane in the 5th dimension with the spiritual world, all that have passed on. Blah. We learn it all the time in church. We just don't know how to apply it. And we kind of don't know where it goes. So we just kind of chant it and regurgitate what we've been taught. But that's what Christians, Black Missionary Baptists, which is what I am, we're taught to get to the etheric plane. 5th dimension, heaven, the spiritual world. We think the only way to get there is to die. That's not true. That's where our teaching is off. Okay? That's where we have to kind of pick up the Buddhist teaching, because they tell you you can live and get there, and you can. Okay? Through meditation. Okay? So that's kind of where we get thrown off a little bit, and the worldly ways, those trying to keep us in light code lockdown, keep us on our lower selves, those who are not, colored beings, have confused us. And so it kind of curbed our religion a little bit. That is why people don't like Christianity that are colored. They like Islam, they like Buddhism, they like, Santa Maria, they like certain things. They don't like Christianity because the Christianity only teaches you to get to your 5th dimension, the etheric plane, and then it tells you that you must die to get there. Okay? Which isn't true. And so that's why when people can speak to the dead, see dreams, Christians are taught to think those people are crazy. So that's why they say Christianity was taught to us, and we shouldn't engulf it within ourselves. I say as long as you're a woke individual and you know where the errors are within any religion or your religion, you're able to get past it. Because you've already been taught that religion. You don't have to necessarily be that in totality, but you can use what you've been taught and have a good understanding to get you through these planes. The 6th dimension is the cosmic plane. Okay, this is beyond heaven. Okay, this is where individuality is actually created. Okay, and this is where there is no doppelganger for you. There is no twin for you. You are the one and only. Okay, very few people achieve this. Okay, a cosmic plane individual can have presence on all planes. They know how to move through. They can go from the cosmic, the etheric, the astral, the physical. Okay? These are people like, and don't get upset with me, but Jesus, okay? Muhammad, Buddha, Mahatma Gandhi. These are these individuals. And they've been set to teach us in our, in our lifetime things. But they could transcend. They could transcend from the physical. Jesus clearly transcended from the physical plane, the astral plane, the etheric plane. He was with the cosmic plane, the cosmos. Okay, and again, Mahatma Gandhi, these great individuals that are deemed prophets, that these religions are based off of, these were cosmic beings. That's why they had such a great understanding, and that's why they always talked about transcending. Okay? Because they had that knowledge and understanding. That's the 6th dimension. Okay? Then you have the higher self. The angelic self. The super soul. This is where you will live. You live forever. And they tell you, and I know y'all have heard, that there's going to be a time where people don't die. That's what you achieve. This is why the Buddhists say that you live more than one life. You're always reincarnated, which is, I have to say, is true. Because I just told you that energy is never created nor destroyed. It just transfers, changes form. That's the same thing they're saying. But they say that to be reincarnated is not what you want. You want to live on, right? You want to live on. You want to live forever. You want eternal life. And the Christians talk about eternal life, but they misguide you on how to get eternal life. They tell you that eternal life is when you die, and then God wakes everybody back up, and that's eternal life. That's that ain't really how it go. That's how it may feel to some people. That's how it may have came out when somebody tried to explain it. But it's not necessarily all the way on point. And so understanding that you have more than one level within yourself, then you'll understand why they don't want us to discipline our children, why they do the rap music or any type of music, which I can twerk. I can twerk. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all, okay? But that's what I'm telling you is that's why they put that stuff in our heads. Okay? Because they don't want you to move from that physical plane. They want you to stay right there. Because if you learn how to go through that astral plane, that etheric plane, get to that cosmos plane, that higher self, you're unstoppable. And you can also attain eternal life that way. Okay? Then they can't enslave you. They can't control you with money. They can't control you with anything. And the key and the theory is to maintain control. Okay? And I'll talk about why they want to maintain control another day. But if you change your way of thinking and your beliefs, then you change the entire world around you. Okay? That's what meditation is about. This is why the spirit and the soul is always in a state of learning. You never stop learning and you never stop developing. That's why being stagnant is absolutely not good, but that's what they want to keep you. They want to keep you down. That's why it's called keeping you down, right? Okay? It's why discipline is important. Because you can't control the trees, the dogs, and you can't control what happens. You can't use your inner power against the world that you're in unless you know how to discipline yourself. That's why even in this case here, you know, someone dropped this off about the dreadlock case that I'm on. I had to like calm down. You know, I was letting those Caucasians get me out of character, and I had to change that because I am in control because of who I am, and that's it. But if I allow them to make me lose control of my emotions, then I lose control of those motherfuckers, and I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. And that's the whole point of being in control of yourself. Because when you're in control of yourself, you're in control of your own emotions, you can control somebody else. That's how you control them. That's how you tap into these levels that you have, use your internal magic, and make shit move the way you need it to move for you. That's how you do that. That's how you speak to your ancestors and say, hey, I need some help over here. Help me right here. I need you to do this. And they can do it for you. Some of it you can do yourself. Okay? Discipline. Being still. Learning how to control your emotions. And that's why we aren't allowed to spank our kids anymore. We're not allowed to punish them in certain ways. They don't let us do that anymore because they want our children to be wild because they never want them to be able to understand this and attain this. If you pay attention, even the person who's 35, 40, their children, way different than they are because it's working. It's working. So I just wanted to kind of just discuss that with you all today. You know, I'm going to come through later and I'm going to talk about dimension jumping, how to travel between these levels. There was a gentleman who talked about it really good. And I don't know how to like really explain it. His name is like Alsdare Forthsis. He's, of course, colored being. And he talks about this.